All right, here we are. After months of blindsides, showmances, and some absolutely brutal competitions, the finale of Big Brother 27 is finally upon us. You know what that means? We're down to just 3 house guests, and there's a life-changing prize of $750,000 on the line. It's all going to come down to one last high-stakes scand. So, how do you actually win a game like this? I mean, think about it. The entire game is built on lies, on loyalty, on betrayal. So, what's the right move when you're just one step away from that grand prize? That's the big question we're going to dig into today as we break down our final 3 and what it's going to take for one of them to walk away with the cash. Okay, let's just jump right in because the endgame drama is already at a total boiling point. Check out this take from a fan on Reddit. They're basically saying that one of our final 3, Vince, made a move that could cost him the entire game. And this really gets to a central question of the finale. Was Vince a strategic mastermind, or was he, like this person says, just a puppet? So, here they are, our final 3, Morgan, Vince, and Ashley. Each of them has scratched and clawed their way to this point with, let's be honest, wildly different strategies. And now, one of them has to make that single, game-defining decision. Who do you take to the final 2, and who do you send packing to the jury? You know, if you look at the betting markets, you'd think this whole thing is already a done deal. I mean, according to FanDuel, Morgan isn't just the favorite, she is the overwhelming favorite to win. Vince and Ashley, they're seen as massive long shots. But come on, we're Big Brother fans. We know the golden rule. Expect the unexpected. The obvious winner is almost never the winner. And that really brings us to the power couple that has just dominated this season. On one side, you've got Morgan, the veto queen. A staggering 7 comp wins, she's been a strategic beast, and the jury seems to really respect her game. And then you've got her number 1, Vince, the HOH king. He's got a solid comp record too, sure, but his social game, it's been a messy, chaotic train wreck filled with one betrayal after another. Yeah, their whole alliance, it's been complicated, to say the least. See, Vince has a long-term girlfriend back home, but his relationship with Morgan in the house has definitely blurred some lines. It's led to a ton of paranoia and these now infamous coded conversations. You know what I'm talking about. Fans have been going nuts dissecting their talks about option 1, which pretty much everyone thinks is their secret code for a possible showmance after the game. But here's the thing, right? This is the fundamental problem. They've been each other's human shields this entire game, but they can't both win. You can't split that grand prize. So it sets up the ultimate endgame dilemma. After a whole season of loyalty, does one of them make that brutal game-winning move and cut the other right at the finish line? But wait, because there's a third person here who could just blow this whole thing up, and that's Ashley. Now, she's no comp beast, not like Morgan and Vince. No, she's the scrappy survivor. Remember, she was on the block in week 1. She was almost out the door. But she's saved herself and has been playing this quiet, super effective, under-the-radar social game ever since. Now, to really get what Ashley might be planning, we need a quick Big Brother history lesson. Let's go back to Big Brother 17. There was a player named Steve Moses, and he was tight with the most dominant player of the season, Vanessa. But at the final 3, Steve won the last HOH, and he did the unthinkable. He cut her. He evicted his biggest ally, and that move won him the entire game. It's now a legendary move in the Big Brother playbook. And just like this Redditor points out, the parallels here are kind of spooky, aren't they? Just like Steve, Ashley's game has been pretty under the radar, barely shown on the edit. She's been quietly positioning herself, playing the part of the loyal number 4. But according to the people watching the feeds, she is 100% ready to pull a Steve Moses and cut the biggest threat in the house the second she gets the chance. And get this, she's not just sitting around waiting for that chance. She's actively trying to create it. The feed watchers, they've been pointing out how Ashley has been masterfully getting in Morgan's ear, planting these little seeds of doubt. She keeps bringing up Vince's messy game, arguing that because of all his lies and betrayals, he might not be the easy win Morgan thinks he is. She's basically making the case that taking her, Ashley, is the much safer and much smarter bet. Okay, so let's really break down the potential outcomes here. This chart is based on what a lot of fans are predicting. So look, if it's Morgan versus Ashley in the final 2, Morgan probably wins in a total landslide. But if it's Morgan versus Vince, whoa, that's a razor-thin 4-3 vote. It could go either way. And here's the real kicker.
If, somehow, it's Vince versus Ashley, the prediction is that Ashley, the quiet underdog, wins pretty easily.
So when you get right down to it, winning the whole game hinges on this one, three-part competition. Winning that final head of household, it is everything. That one person holds all the power. They get to single-handedly decide who sits next to them at the end and who gets sent out that door as the very last member of the jury.
And that brings us to the million-dollar decision. Literally. It's the classic Big Brother dilemma. So what do? Do you stay loyal and take your number one ally, the person you've been with since day one, and risk losing to them in a super close vote? Or do you make the cutthroat move, evict them, take the player you think you can beat, and just pray the jury doesn't punish you for being a traitor?
And this right here gets to the heart of why the jury is so incredibly unpredictable. You gotta remember, winning Big Brother isn't about having the best resume. It's not a job interview. It's a social experiment. The jury's votes often come down to pure emotion. Bitterness, friendships, personal respect. It's not always about a cold, hard analysis of who played the best game. And you can really see this when you start to look at the jurors themselves. Okay, so you've got Rachel. She's a purist. She's probably going to vote on pure gameplay. Simple enough. But then you've got Keanu, and word is he's pretty bitter and probably won't vote for Morgan no matter what. And Lauren? Vince burned her over and over. But weirdly, she might still vote for him. And then you have someone like Kelly, who is just a complete wild card. Seriously, every single vote is up for grabs. And that's exactly why that predicted 4-3 vote is so terrifying if you're Morgan or Vince. Think about it. The entire $750,000 prize could literally come down to what one single person in that jury thinks. One bitter juror, one argument from weeks ago, one strong friendship. Any one of those things could be the difference between winning and losing the whole season. So as we head into finale night, we're left with three very different players, three distinct archetypes. You have the strategist in Morgan, the messy social player in Vince, and the quiet survivor in Ashley. Each one represents a totally different way to play and win this game. So the question is, which style is the jury gonna reward? And maybe more importantly, which one would you vote for?